The future of Star Wars right now is in the live-action shows on Disney+. There are currently 3 known Star Wars shows in the works, like Seasons 2 and 3 of the successful show The Mandalorian. A Cassian Andor Series is set to debut in 2021, and the long-awaited Kenobi series is debuting in 2022. Well, Lucasfilm has now pulled a surprisingly predictable move, and this comes from Variety, who says that a new Star Wars series is in the works at Disney+. Variety has learned from sources the series hails from Lesly Headland, the co-creator, showrunner, and executive producer of the critically acclaimed Netflix series Russian Doll. So this means there will likely be a 4th live-action Star Wars series coming to Disney Plus in the coming years, but I doubt it will come out anytime before 2022 when the new Star Wars film comes out. But here's what the article has to say about the show's details. Details on the exact plot of the series are being kept under wraps, but sources say it will be a female-centric series that takes place in a different part of the Star Wars timeline than other projects. Headland is said to be attached to a write and serve as a showrunner on the series, with the show currently staffing. Now, the female-centric part of this is what will cause debate among Star Wars fans, which is normal, but unfortunate. I think I'll cover that aspect of this later in the video, or probably in a separate video entirely, because it really is a hefty conversation to have. Rosario Dawson has been rumored and slightly confirmed to play a live-action version of Ahsoka Tano. Reports also suggest that it's a multi-show deal with Rosario playing Ahsoka, and it's intended to appear in multiple Star Wars series and potentially getting her own standalone series for Ahsoka. And now I see this as a potential Ahsoka series. This new announced 4th live-action show being made by Lesly here, I think this could be Ahsoka. With her making her live-action debut in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and then maybe appearing in the Cassian Andor series, or even the Kenobi series, then if this is truly a female-centric series, I see no character, or way to set up a character, than Ahsoka slowly making appearances into other series till we get her own. I think that's just a good way to plan things out, test the water, see how fans react to a live version of Ahsoka, and then bring her own show, kind of leave a little breadcrumb trail up until her own little series and show. I think that's a good way to get a Ahsoka series, but we'll have to see what the plan is. This article said that it takes place in a different part of the Star Wars timeline, which might ruin the idea of it being based on Ahsoka, but that doesn't really help anything either, because saying that it takes place in a different part of the Star Wars timeline doesn't clarify anything. Different part of the Star Wars timeline compared to what? What is different about this? Is this before Episode 1? Is it after Episode 6? That's the route I personally think they're going to go. I don't see them doing what they've been doing and make a show between Episodes 3 and 4, because that's when the Kenobi series takes place, that's when the Cassian Andor series takes place, that's when Rebels takes place, that's when so many books and comics that we've been getting over the past 5 to 6 years have been taking place. I see them exploring a different timeline with this, going either before Episode 1 or after Episode 3. As long as they don't go the same route that they have been and do a series set between Episodes 3 and 4, I think I'll be okay with whatever timeline they pick. But let's keep going on to the show creator, Lesly Headland, who is the showrunner and is doing exactly what Jon Favreau has done for The Mandalorian, which is basically create the show's story, or the series story, and write the script for the show as well. One reason I think Lesly is a good choice is because she is experienced in film and in television. She's written 2 or 3 of her own films. I think she wrote and directed one of her own films as well, and she's also written 2 shows. She's written, directed, produced film, television, I mean, everything I would want in a showrunner. So that's one of the reasons I think she's actually a good choice, is because she has everything I would expect and want for experience-wise from a showrunner. However, I will admit that most of her writing is comedic, and her film work is romantic comedy and more chick flick style humor, which, hey, is fine. I like almost any Matthew McConaughey chick flick movies. But when I think of a showrunner for a Star Wars series, I want to get someone with experience in a major franchise or TV series that are set in certain universes or require major budgets and almost a blockbuster-like appeal, not someone whose work has primarily been romantic comedies for a female audience. So I'm a little torn on the news that we have today, because I think Lesly is a good choice for a producer of the show, and maybe even a writer of the show. But I hope there are co-writers and solid directors who get their own vision in each episode, like they did in The Mandalorian. I feel like a female-centric Star Wars series will target a different audience than what fans would expect, and maybe this is Lucasfilm trying to expand Star Wars to a broader female audience, which, hey, I applaud them for, because the more Star Wars fans, the better. But I think they have to play their cards right with this one because it has the potential to cause more harm than good in the Star Wars fandom if this is not marketed right or announced right. And what I mean by that is that I hope Lucasfilm says that this is a story set in the Star Wars universe that happens to be a female-centric story that everyone can enjoy, instead of saying this is a story set in the Star Wars universe because it's female-centric and we only want females to watch this. I think they really have to be careful on the marketing and the PR aspect of the show because you could have a big little mini culture war among Star Wars fans because of this one. I'm happy to hear that more projects are being worked on in the Star Wars universe, mainly live action projects that become shows on Disney Plus, because it's a lot of Star Wars content for us fans and it keeps us active. But this new series might cause so much debate and outrage, I wonder if it truly is worth the trouble, and it's something only time will tell. I'm excited to find out more about this and what it's going to be about, who's going to be involved with it, and more of the details to come. But I think we have a while to wait on this show, and I think there's a lot of possibilities that are good and bad with this. So tell me your thoughts below. A new Star Wars series is coming to Disney Plus in the coming years. It will be a female-centric show led by Lesly Headland. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right, but I'm pretty confident I am. Give me your thoughts on this new series. What are your hopes, your concerns for it? I'd love to hear all your comments below. Please just try to be a little rational, but, you know, I know it's Star Wars fans. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you all next time. May the Force be with you, always.